So we've all been there, right? Those days or weeks or maybe even months when you're feeling anxious or stressed or jittery, or maybe you're feeling sad and isolated, or maybe you're just feeling completely overwhelmed with life in general. Well, I was there. It was many years ago, and I made that brave decision to reach out for help from a mental health professional. The big day arrived, the day of my first appointment, and I was nervous. I didn't know what to expect. I had never been in therapy before. So I drove to the office, and I took a seat in the waiting room, and I waited. And I waited. And 10 minutes after the session was supposed to start, the therapist called me into his office. I looked around and noticed the office looked somewhat chaotic. There were papers strewn all over. His little garbage can was overflowing with tissues. But, I wasn't going to judge, so I took a seat on the couch, and he started off with a very simple question. He asked me, "What is it that brings you here at this time?" And that's all it took. I was feeling so distraught, the emotions were so close to the surface, that I just started crying, and I was pouring my heart out, telling him my life story, sobbing, and when I finally put the tissue down and came up for a breath, I noticed the therapist gazing out the window, seeming distracted and disengaged and maybe even disinterested. When he saw me looking at him, he quickly made a comment that had nothing to do with anything I was just talking about. The session proceeded, and I noticed him several times glancing at the clock that was on the wall behind me, just over my right shoulder. And as the conversation began to slow down and eventually came to a halt, the therapist actually started nodding off in the middle of our session. This is a true story. He was falling asleep in our session. I was upset and angry and confused, and I said, I feel like I'm keeping you up. And his reply to me was, actually, it's just the opposite. You're putting me to sleep. It was many years before I set foot in a therapist's office again.
This is unfortunately not an uncommon story. Imagine in today's day and age, you're on a virtual therapy appointment, and you notice the therapist is attending to other work on their computer. Maybe you can actually hear them typing on their keyboard, or they're continuously looking off just to the left of their monitor, where their phone keeps lighting up. Again, not good. In fact, really, really bad. There are so many thoughts that might start swirling in your head. My problems aren't legitimate. No one cares about how I'm feeling. Therapy is useless. There's no hope for me.
So what happens when the mental health professionals, the people we turn to in our desperate time of need, become burnt out? Well, across several studies, it's been shown that up to 65% of mental health professionals experience burnout.
Mental health professionals who experience burnout can become discouraged, confused, and frustrated, which can negatively impact on their work performance and their clients. Burnt-out therapists become bored, less tolerant, listless, and even apathetic. You cannot be an effective therapist if you don't genuinely care about your clients. Once you stop caring, you're done. Game over. When significant numbers of mental health professionals start to experience burnout, we all have a crisis on our hands.
We are mental health professionals, and we were feeling burnt out. So we read the books, we Googled it, we reached out to colleagues, and they all offered the usual advice. Spend time with friends, eat healthy, exercise more, meditate, do some yoga. And we did all that. We're always doing all that. Those things are great, but we still felt burnt out.
According to Banyan's mental health website, the effects of burnout increased even more after the pandemic. A severe and lasting effect of the pandemic has been the emotional toll it's taken on our behavioral health specialists. Many were unprepared to be the pillars of strength during a global pandemic. Yet when COVID-19 shook the world, our behavioral health technicians answered the call to action. Unfortunately now, many are paying the price.
And guess what? Psychologists are only people too. On top of taking care of our clients emotionally, we had our own issues going on. We had family struggles and stressors, and we were emotionally exhausted.
Michele and I didn't directly set out to solve the problem of burnout. We were just friends looking to have fun again, get our energy back, and achieve a sense of contentment and satisfaction from our careers. We were tired of being held back by rules that didn't make sense, hostile bosses, and institutions that feared and fought creativity and change. But before we get too much further, let's go back in time and see how all of this began.
While I was busy navigating a son in kindergarten and a toddler in daycare, Kelly was busy with a toddler in daycare and another baby on the way. We were doing it all, running our careers, managing households, and of course, struggling with mother's guilt.
And it was hard to tell if anyone else was struggling with this lifestyle. We looked like all of the other working moms, dressed in professional attire, shoes polished, jewelry shining, hair in place, and smiles on our faces. But inside, we felt like we were drowning. Michele and I used to bump into each other during afternoon pickups at the daycare while our boys finished up at playtime. I noticed Michele, and she noticed me.
I knew from early on that Kelly understood my life predicament. The small chit-chat at the daycare center quickly led to more lengthy conversations about marriage, career, children, and how to juggle it all. We soon gave up the facade of the put-together, got it all going on moms, and let our true selves shine through. We took a chance on friendship, and it literally changed the course of our lives. Our humanness and willingness to be vulnerable brought us closer and has kept us close over the years. We opened up and we allowed for support and connection. And it worked. The world was a better place together.
So, 15 years of play dates, dinners out, countless chicken nuggets, laughs, tears, and all of life's ups and downs have brought us to the present moment. Through our friendship, through our genuine connection, we found the strength and support from one another to take a risk and build a dream.
So we inadvertently, somewhat unintentionally, stumbled into this, doing all the things we know bring us joy and incorporating them into our work life. So amusement parks, the beach and the mountains, coffee, and of course, ice cream. If we could walk the walk, talk the talk, and bring joy back into our lives, maybe we could teach our clients to do the same. And so the dual therapist model was born.
Two therapists, two women, two friends, pooling our intellectual resources and working together. Not just alongside one another, but actually working together. We began our practice of running retreats, leading groups, working with families, and even working with individual clients together, both of us.
There have been therapists that have co-led couple sessions and lots of therapists that co-lead groups. In fact, research shows that for group therapy, 2 therapists is better than 1. But what's not been researched, what's never been done before, what is a revolutionary new way to approach psychotherapy, is 2 therapists seeing all clients and doing all sessions and activities together.
So why would any therapist want to conduct therapy in this manner? Why would any therapist want to split their salary in half by having a co-therapist? And why would any therapist want someone else taking a different approach with a client when she's perfectly capable of running a session on her own?
And why would any client want to sit there and pour her heart out with 2 people sitting there? It's hard enough to open up to 1 person. Now I've got 2 people staring at me. Well, let's talk about some of the benefits for the clients. We found that having 3 people in the room as opposed to 1 therapist and 1 clinician actually creates more of a team feel. A sense of rapport and safety and trust are built much more quickly, and progress tends to move at a rapid pace.
Alignment. Alignment with one therapist helps clients navigate challenges from the other therapist. Having that alignment, that support, makes it easier for the clients to hear and consider challenges and different perspectives.
Modeling a healthy relationship. Kelly and I are able to model a healthy relationship in real time. As friends and therapists, we're genuine, we use humor, we communicate, we agree to disagree, we banter.
We do?
We do. And the client is able to bear witness to all of this.
And lastly, a continuity of care. A psychologist isn't going to reschedule their vacation because you are having a crisis. In fact, there's no opportune time for a psychologist to go on vacation. In addition, they struggle with illnesses, sick children at home, and their own unexpected crises. With the dual therapist model, we're able to cover for each other during vacations, illnesses, and unexpected crises. We almost never have to cancel a client session or ask a client to go several weeks without treatment due to clinician time off.
Equally as important, let's talk about some of the benefits for the therapists. Clinicians on average conduct 20 sessions per week. That's only 4 per day, yet they were still experiencing burnout. But when you wake up and you're going to a healthy environment each day where there's support and nurturing and connection, you have the energy, desire, drive, and motivation to do more.
Another benefit for the clinicians is self-discovery and growth. Every day, Michele and I share in any issues that are happening at home with our families, any issues we're having with each other, and anything else that has the potential to interfere with the therapy. Each day, we receive support and understanding from one another, and we're able to learn and grow from each other's input and experiences. Having a greater awareness of which issues we might be struggling with allows us to have each other's backs during the sessions. For example, if a client brings up something that Michele knows that I've been struggling with, she can take the lead during the session so I can process those feelings, and vice versa.
Accountability. There's always someone watching you work. Any potential errors made during session are talked about and discussed and processed ad nauseum afterwards. While this may seem like a negative, it's actually a huge benefit. Kelly and I have learned to give and receive constructive criticism. We're open and honest with each other, and it has afforded us tremendous opportunity for both personal and professional growth.
Processing. Having peer support groups are wonderful, but having another clinician with you in the sessions is invaluable. We're able to share in the joys of client successes and emotionally support one another through client challenges. We process our sessions immediately afterwards, which helps make us more available for our next client and more available when we return home to our families.
And the most notable benefit of the dual therapist model is the prevention of burnout. We wake up happy to go to work each day. We walk the walk, talk the talk, and we are teaching our clients to do the same. We have fun each day, and we help our clients connect with the things that bring them joy. We've been known to take clients out in nature, on hiking trails, to rock climbing gyms, and even to ice cream shops. And we get to experience the joy and the ice cream right alongside them. As for us, don't be surprised if you find us catching up on notes, returning emails, or even working on our book on a blanket at the beach, outside the giraffe enclosure at the zoo, or even next to a pinball machine in an arcade. We have fun, and we are teaching our clients to do the same. In between sessions, we chat over iced coffee, we go for walks, or we wander down to the barn to feed the horse some apples. On session breaks, we have a good time. There's a power in two women, two friends, working together.
The dual therapist model revolutionizes mental health care by harnessing the power of collaboration, targeting multiple perspectives simultaneously, combining effective therapeutic approaches, modeling a healthy relationship, and offering our clients double the attention, double the support, double the nurturing, and double the love. Through this innovative approach, we're able to provide more personalized, effective, and comprehensive treatment, ultimately transforming the lives of individuals facing mental health challenges and offering the mental health professionals the courage, the balance, and the support to bring emotional wellness to the world.
We challenge you to take what we've done and apply it to your own lives. Whether you're the CEO of a large organization or a student just starting out on your life journey, find the courage to step outside the box, challenge the rules, carve your own unique path, and actively bring joy back into your life. Because when you actively bring joy into your life, not just in your downtime or on the weekends, but in your day-to-day functioning, you'll become more effective and productive, and in turn, enhance the lives of those around you. Happy, non-burnt-out CEOs are more likely to have happy, productive employees. And happy, non-burnt-out students are more likely to be creative and contribute in new and innovative ways. So apply these principles to your own life and watch as the ripple effect of joy and productivity transforms your personal journey and the world around you.
Thank you all for being here today. Let's embrace this revolutionary new way of being in the world. Let's collaborate, and let's make a brighter future for mental health care and for you.
Thank you.